I think the first thing that comes to my mind when I think of my grandma is her style. She has a great sense of style. She always has these cool fur coats from when she was younger.
Renée Sackey is a leader and a mentor and a visionary for women and girls.
Renée has, for a long, long time, been a voice of reason, but a voice of strength, a voice of compromise when necessary, and one who will stand up and say what's on her mind when she doesn't agree, but does it with a great deal of aplomb.
She's a really powerful matriarch of our family. You know, she knows how to get everything done. She is loving and caring and would do anything for the people who she cares about, and no one gets in her way.
Renée Sackey is a leader in every way possible.
Renée and I were connected through Women of Vision. And in Women of Vision, she mentored me, and I looked up to her as someone of character and commitment. And Moving Traditions is my place where I have been a mentor to girls through Moving Traditions Rosh Chodesh groups. So it feels very full circle.
Her Judaism is something that's really important to her. It's a really central tenet of her life, but so is her womanhood, and she knows what that means. She's taken her incredibly hardworking spirit and put it towards making the world a better place.
Here we have a woman who has great capability, who has depth of learning and has the sensitivity to apply herself to many different things, all with a very positive end result because of her talent.
She lives what she believes in. So she both supports organizations that are empowering women and girls, but on her own, she's always inviting and mentoring women to follow her lead.
Like all good people who have the unique talent to convey messages, to listen to things, to mix and match, it's time for her to be recognized.
There's no one who deserves it more. You are so inspiring to me, and you really are the reason why I feel empowered to make my life about social justice and empowering the disempowered, especially women, and especially with a Jewish impetus. And that's so important to me, and I wouldn't be able to do it with the conviction that I do if it wasn't for your light and guidance.
Renée, thank you for being a mentor, a role model, and a leader for so many, including me.
It's my pleasure to introduce our honoree and my bubby, Renée Sackey.
Good evening. I'm Renée Sackey, and I am deeply honored to be receiving this special recognition from Moving Traditions, an organization I hold very dear to my heart. I'd like to tell you a little bit about how my background has informed my commitment to and my passion for Moving Traditions. As a loving mother and doting bubby, I see the positive impact Moving Traditions has made in the lives of my children and grandchildren. Growing up in a traditional household, my world centered on Judaism. Shabbat services, Hebrew school, keeping kosher, Jewish summer camp, pride in Israel as a newly independent Jewish state. The rituals and activities grounded me, but there wasn't a formal program I could participate in with other teens to talk about academic, emotional, and social stressors, and to learn how Jewish wisdom could help me understand my feelings, deal with them, and feel empowered to express them. Fast forward to my adulthood. As a young married woman with children, I began to see how society was changing, and I wanted to become part of that change. Women in the workplace as doctors, lawyers, business executives, having a seat at the table, whether corporate, government, or nonprofit, speaking up against inequality, gender, racial, or ethnically based. Because of these interests and my connection to Philadelphia's Jewish community, I became involved in Women of Vision, the Jewish Federation of Greater Philadelphia's Women's Foundation, a group dedicated to advancing social change and social justice for Jewish women and girls. And that is how I first learned about Moving Traditions. The rest is history. Deborah Meyer, Moving Traditions' extraordinary CEO, applied to Women of Vision for a grant to fund Rosh Hodesh It's a Girl Thing. I didn't know anything about it at the time because my children were older than its key demographic, but what I learned really resonated with me. I love the small groups that met monthly with a mentor trained by Moving Traditions professional staff. I love the safe space the program afforded young girls to discuss issues that girls most care about: body image, friendships, family, boys, competition, stress. I loved exploring these issues through a gender lens, all the while imbuing Jewish wisdom and thought to the process. In fact, I loved the Rosh Hodesh program so much that I told my daughter-in-law, Rabbi Dina Klein, about it, believing that it would be a great program for my oldest granddaughter, Rachel, as well as an exciting program for Dina to mentor. Today, Rachel is a self-confident, vibrant, and engaged college student, and Dina is deeply involved in the Jewish community, sitting on the board of Moving Traditions as its vice chair and juggling several responsibilities. There is no doubt in my mind that the open and learned atmosphere encouraged in the Rosh Hodesh sessions is in part responsible for Rachel's feminism and activist spirit. The success of the Rosh Hodesh program led to the creation of parallel programs for teen boys, Shevet, and non-binary teens, Tselem, with similar impact and success. And that's not all. I would be remiss if I did not extol Moving Traditions' B'nai Mitzvah family education program and podcasts. My granddaughter Naomi will celebrate her bat mitzvah next year, God willing. A few weeks ago, I called to say hi, and my daughter Jordy said, "I can't talk right now because we're attending a Zoom about Naomi's bat mitzvah." It's a program from our synagogue that was created by Moving Traditions. When I spoke to Naomi later, I asked her what it was about. She said, "Bubby, I know becoming a bat mitzvah is a big deal, and I've been feeling a little nervous about it. I learned from the program that other kids feel the same way, and it helped me see what is important about this Jewish milestone." Jordy added that the program is helping her talk to Naomi about her bat mitzvah, using Jewish teachings to address issues facing families at this important rite of passage. I could go on and on about Moving Traditions' other programs too. Kol Kulenu, a fellowship program for teen feminists. Heart to Heart, an online program addressing the isolation teens feel because of the pandemic. Or Culture Shift, a module for camp professionals and staff to prevent sexual harassment and promote safety and respect at summer camps. Moving Traditions is an organization that is forward-thinking, innovative, nimble, and quick to pivot to adjust to new realities, like COVID and virtual learning. It is transformative in the lives of Jewish teens. At its core is the dedicated staff, led by Deborah Meyer, and the vibrant board, chaired by Rabbi Darcy Crystal, as well as wonderful women leaders such as Sally Gottesman and Hope Sutton. I hope my passion for and commitment to Moving Traditions is infectious. By getting involved with Moving Traditions, you will embolden Jewish youth to connect to themselves, their peers, and their Jewish community, to challenge injustice wherever they find it, and to work together in the Jewish community to change the world for themselves and for their children and grandchildren. In closing, I want to thank Moving Traditions once again for this very special honor and commit to my continued passion for and support of Moving Traditions' work and its impact on the lives of Jewish youth. Thank you so much.